You go, even if you tried to dial it back, it'll just build up and build up.
If you want to be successful, you need to make sure that you're never settling for second place ever again, and always strive to be the best every single day, no matter what it is. Always try to be the best at your job, or the best at your life, or the best husband, or the best wife, or the best employee, whatever the case may be. You should always try to strive to become the very best individual that you can possibly be. You always want to be putting in your best effort, because you need to have the mindset of the high achiever, the person who always is trying to do more than everybody else.
The love of the game, the challenge. Like I would watch Magic play, I'd watch Michael play.
Because if you have that mindset, then it will just flow into your life super easily. And then you'll start producing at such an incredibly efficient rate of such high quality. Because that's what people want. They want high quality and efficiency put together. And if you want to be the best, you will learn how to do whatever craft that you're trying to hone the best to your ability as fast as possible. But that is not going to come overnight. It's going to take years and years to master the skill and learn everything about what it is you want to do. Because if you don't put in all the time and the energy and effort, then you won't be successful. You're going to be still working on that path to success if you don't decide to focus and hone in and get your stuff together, so that one day you can eventually be that person that you see on the internet talking about how success is incredible for them.
And so I think that is the root of everything. And if we're going to try to make the world a better place,
Extremely curious. I had a great teacher in high school. Her name is Jane Mastriano, who I'm still very close to. And she sparked my curiosity in writing. And the reason why I felt it was important at the time was not for the writing's sake or not for storytelling purposes, but there are things in story, inherently in story, that can help me be a better basketball player, be a better teammate, a better leader, understand emotions better. So that's why I got into storytelling actually. So it's just insanely curious, man. And trivial things weren't gonna pull my attention. It had to be things weren't gonna pull my attention. It had to be things that I had a purpose. I wanted to be one of the best basketball players to ever play. Anything else that was outside of that lane, I didn't have time for. At the time, I didn't really understand that. You know, basketball for me, the most important thing. So everything I saw, whether it was TV shows, whether it was books I read, people I talked to, everything was done to try to learn how to become a better basketball player. And so when you have that point of view, the world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
choice. Like you wake up in the morning and you go, even if you tried to dial it back, it'll just build up and build up, and then it'll just like come out 10 times worse than it was. You know, we don't compromise that. Do not break the magic. Everything comes from this world. Everything has purpose, and everything must be to the best of your ability. So like my job is really to make sure that, you know, when you work here, you're tasked with challenging yourself to do the best job you can. And that means you have to be honest and be brave about it. Like you gotta be able to look in the mirror and say, I can do better. It comes from one of our coaches in the past. His name was Tex Winter. We used to watch game film. He was pretty brutal on us as players, but he always said, I'm not criticizing the person, I'm criticizing the act. Right? So remove yourself from that. Remove the ego from this process. Just focus on the act. The goal is to help us all become better. And when you do that, you can kind of remove yourself from that. Now you can look at actions, and then you can truly improve, you know, as a basketball player.
Just kind of listen to the self. Preferably would be in the morning as you start your day. I meditate every day. And I do it in the mornings, and I do it for about 10 to 15 minutes. I think it's important because it sets me up for the rest of the day. You know, it helps me. It's like having an anchor. You know, it's if I don't do it, I feel like I'm constantly chasing the day, as opposed to being able to be controlled and dictate the day. Not that you're, you know, calling the shots on what comes forward, but the fact that I am set and ready for whatever may come my way. You know, I have a calmness about whatever comes my way and a poise, and that comes from starting the morning off with meditation. For me, it's really just listening to my inner self. I mean, that's basically it. Like you sit in silence and you just allow these thoughts to come forward, and you get a chance to observe the self and things that may be lying beneath the surface that if you don't have that time to sit quietly on your own, you'll never pay attention to. Because if you think about it, like the reality is we're paying attention to so many things that are going on around us. We're constantly taking selfies, we're constantly taking pictures to post on Instagram and all these other things, and we're constantly observing everything that's around us, but we don't take the time to really observe what's going on inside of ourselves.
probably the most important thing. You know, when you're in this culture in our society, you can do some phenomenal things individually, but they'll never reach their full potential unless you do them collectively. And you have to figure out how to do that. He wouldn't just coach the team or coach the game, but he'd read everything about every single player.
Really?
You learn about your history, how you grew up, how you were raised. He'll read every interview and he'll learn about you, and gives him a better understanding of what's motivating you or what your insecurities are, right? And then it just helps him communicate with you better, or even push a button here if he needs to. We were just talking about it here in the office the other day. When you play the game, you hit a game-winning shot, you miss a shot, the reaction's there. You can see how people are responding to it, right? You can feel it. What I do now, you don't. Like, I don't see how people are affected by your basketball, or, you know, creating the punies and you put it out there. Like, I wish I could see a car ride of a family the first time.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.